Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody, on this Tuesday. Ilhan Omar was sprayed with what? Also, Tom Homan is now in Minneapolis. And we're also going to go over what I think President Trump should do as far as what's going on with the rioters and protests in Minneapolis. Welcome in, welcome in. French fries, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, at least on the comment, ABC, and Donut Muncher. All right, welcome in, guys. We're going to go over and watch several times of this attack on Ilhan Omar, who was sprayed with what, ABC, and also, should President Trump pull out federal ICE agents like real soon before there's more attack on the citizens? We're going to go over that much more tonight. I'm going to go over my thoughts, and I'm thinking this crossed Donald Trump's mind. You'd be surprised my thoughts on perhaps taking out the ICE agents for now. So stay tuned for the whole live, because we're going to jump into my thoughts on the right thing for President Trump to do, and in my thoughts, if he doesn't, what can happen, what worse can happen for, well, first of all, for people getting injured and maybe leading to deaths, but that's the most important thing, let's be honest, but also, second, and I really mean this, could it destroy the presidency and maybe even possibly start an impeachment? Well, come on in, guys. I tell you what, we're going to watch this together. It's crazy because they are still rioting right now. Protests are huge on this Tuesday. The only good thing is, thank you, ABC. It's all because of you. All because of you, Palon, everybody that's on here, and even the haters and even the trolls. And I don't think people realize it. You know, everybody has their opinion. Just ignore the spam. There's nothing else I can do. Our moderators do a great job in here, but hey, what we can do is do what we can do. And but thank you for that. Yes, we are growing because of you people. I am just talking. That's it. So thank you so very much. Like and subscribe. We're gonna be looking at this. I'll wait for the YouTube algorithm to get everybody in on this live, and then we're going to go over it. You're going to be very surprised what I'm going to have to say about the subject. So the subject and the suspect is now locked up. What do we know about him? Where's he from? Was it a setup? Was it the conservatives? Was it President Trump behind it? Probably not. And much more. You're going to be surprised, and I know some of you guys are going to, some of the trolls and spam are going to beat me up. I've been beaten up before, so nothing you can do. But you're going to be surprised. So speaking of water, I want you to remember I'm showing water. What's water got to do with this live? Just remember I said water, and then we're going to talk. We're going to talk. People are probably wondering, what is Sal talking about tonight? Is he smoked too many cigars? No, I haven't smoked too many cigars. I just smoked a little bit of cigar. All right, we're going to watch this, and then you guys let me know, Michigan, your thoughts on Miss Ilhan Omar. By the way, and indeed this happened, I don't care. I don't like her. However, I don't want to see anybody hurt. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying it because of YouTube or anything. What I am is what you see is what I am. I don't want to see my worst enemy get sprayed or anything like that. Okay? So I just want to make that clear. Now, they're coming into our house, we'll do what we have to do. I just want to put that out there, and I really mean that. All right, so we're going to take a look, and then we're going to discuss. All right, here we go. Hold on. I apologize. Let me get the light off. Sorry, guys. I don't want any kind of glare because I want you guys to watch this very closely. Here we go.
No, we will continue. No. Ilhan, you need to go be in check. No, we will continue. This fucking assholes are not.
Whoa! Hold on.
And DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
Wait. Before we get into this live, guys, thank you so much for being here. Should Kristi Noem be impeached? Now, She goes on and continues to talk, and then we're going to discuss. It's probably about a few minutes. Here we go. Whoa! Oh! Whoa! Who was it?
Oh my God, he's sprayed something on her. I need a napkin to know nothing.
Maybe, ABC. Maybe.
No, we will continue. No. Ilhan, you need to go get checked. No, we will continue. These fucking assholes are not going to get away with it.
All right, guys. I've been around. All right, a lot of you don't know, but I actually been around. I lived on the streets. I'll be 60. I know this game, okay? I'm not a psychologist. I want to continue to speak. The language and everything else, I'm okay with. I have no problem with that. But for me, she's pushing the guard around. Ladies and gentlemen, this 100,000% was staged. 100% staged. First of all, if somebody sprayed in my eye, if anybody would spray, anybody in here had hot pepper in your face, in your eyes? Anybody ever have rubbed your eyes with hot pepper? I have. I've been an idiot. If her eyes are burning, I would go immediately to the restroom, have my security take down the subject. Look at her eyes. Folks, I wasn't born yesterday. I know this game, Whiskey Tango. Look at her eyes. Beautiful eyes. I say it as it is, guys. It's who I am. Big, beautiful eyes. Her eyes wide open. And by the way, I'm okay with the cussing, but she's trying to play tough instead of saying, all right, I'm not saying act like a woman or act like a man, whatever you want to act like. If I was sprayed, I'm going to be, oh, shit. Get me water. Some people say milk works. Some people say nothing works. Some people say just a hot towel. I don't know. I'm not a physician, but look at her eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, this was staged to put I think he was Caucasian. He was Caucasian in the front row. And first of all, why wasn't he searched? Why wasn't he searched, folks? Think about it. Why wasn't he searched? So, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but I would have been, she wasn't even in any tears. Look at her eyes. With all this HD TV we have now and 4K, not one tear. And I don't mean crying tear. I don't mean crying. Well, yeah, crying. There's no tears. There is no tears, Brian. Welcome in. No tears in that eye. She's not even shocked. Look at her expression. We'll continue.
I don't know what that's whatever it is smells so bad. She needs to go get checked. I don't know what's that.
You heard the lady? She needs to go check. Get checked. They're all staged. These are people, not all of them. I would say probably 90% in that room already knew what was going to happen. Now, the biggest reason is this. Why did this happen? We'll go back and look at it, but here's my... Why did this happen, folks? And I know it's dark. I'm not going to go back and forth to the light. We're going to watch it several times. First of all, if it wasn't staged, I wish her well, and I don't like it. I'm just going to put it out there. Now, I know a lot of people are going to believe me. It's the truth. I don't think she belongs here. I think she should be sent back, but nobody should be doing that to a congresswoman, a president, a vice president, or anything. But, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it. We got HD TV. There's no more black and white. 4K. You see it. And this is going, and this is at night. No tears. Some kind of spray. I don't care if it was pepper spray. I can tell you what the spray was. You want to know what it was? Let me have some water. It was water, folks. It was some sink water Water, water, water. Yes, and I say water. I'm from Philly. Water. It pisses me off because they're doing this because of a distraction. Now, we're going to get in. We're going to talk more about that. But I'm also going to give Donald Trump some advice. A lot of these are saying, Sal, I believe, and I know a lot of people are going to boo me, but you got to hear my whole sentence. I think Donald Trump should pull out ICE agents. And I know last night I said no. But I go to sleep and I do a little thinking and I smoke cigars. I think he should pull them out for about 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and then bring them back in. I tell you why. They want us to play their game. They want us to play the game. And the game is bad because it's dealing with people's life. Because we talked about Antifa, and I still think Antifa is behind this whole organization. They want to continue. I wouldn't be surprised in another 48 hours or less, I hope I'm wrong, that they're going to get another individual, probably a young age, probably a female, and unfortunately, probably going to have some kind of weapon on her. Stay with me, please. And unfortunately, something bad's going to happen. And what that'll do, that will be the only way to win. I hate to say it, but this is dirty politics. This is like mob stuff. This is mafia stuff. Sorry. The only way so the Democrats will have something to run on midterms and then perhaps take the presidency. So I would say you play the game. Take them out. You always make like your opponent's winning. People, listen to me. Always make like your opponent is winning, but they're not. You call Tim Walz. Hey, Tim, we're going to do the right thing. It's all yours. Thank you. We're pulling them out. And send the ICE agents to somewhere else. How about California? You guys like that? And then let it die down. And then in about 2 weeks or so, you go in and you take out as many illegal aliens you possibly can. Because if you continue to stay there, folks, I can show you what's going on tonight. It's crazy. And I don't trust this radical left party at all. I certainly don't trust it's Antifa. I don't trust. And they tried the church thing. They tried breaking into the hotel and trying to damage it and everything like that. So, and I think this is also staged because it brings the attention away from what's going on with fraud. Because you know it's fraud, folks. And now it puts in, Ilhan Omar was attacked by a conservative, 35-year-old blank blank. President Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio behind the scenes. We know we're going to see that tomorrow morning if we haven't already. Definitely it was staged. Look at her eyes. She has beautiful eyes. She has big, beautiful eyes. Somewhat attractive. She don't belong here. It was staged. No doubt.
That's what they want. Please don't let them know.
It's not about him, Ilhan. It's not about him. It's about your safety. He sprayed something on you. You need to go get checked. Yeah, and it smells terrible.
We're gonna keep talking. Just give me 10 minutes.
All right, hold on.
I beg you.
We're gonna talk. How the hell are you gonna talk if you've been sprayed? Ma'am, you are a tough lady. Ladies and gentlemen, tough. How in the world is Ilhan Omar able to talk minutes after she got sprayed? Maybe she can talk in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Are you kidding me, folks? In Italian, it's called quanta se levanta. It's an act for attention.
Please don't let them have the show. Please don't let them have the show. Here is the reality that people like this ugly man don't understand.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
We are Minnesota strong.
Okay.
And we will stay resilient in the face of whatever they might throw at us.
Okay, there's her eyes.
Everybody settle down.
Okay, we did.
We're going to finish my remarks.
Go ahead, ma'am.
It is important important
Okay.
for me to continue to lead my Democratic colleagues in demanding her resignation.
Go, girl, go. Go ahead. We hear you. We see you too.
And like I said, if she does not resign, we are going to introduce articles of impeachment.
Okay. Do your thing, girl. Do your thing. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, moderators, for being here. Crystal, Janine.
This moment in U.S. history, and particularly in Minnesota, requires all of us to be working together to preserve our democracy.
Got it. Go ahead.
When we say we are going to put our lives on the line for what is our right, we mean that.
Okay. Very well. Go ahead. Let me see your tears. Where's your tears? Oh, no tears.
Last week,
what's up, Dizzy?
My Republican colleagues put forth a Homeland Security funding bill that includes $28 billion for ICE and Border Patrol. I refuse to greenlit funding for a rogue agency that ICE escalates violence, operates above the law, and opposes our most basic freedoms.
Okay. Go ahead.
As already stated tonight, ICE is shooting people in broad daylight. Beating up teenagers, spraying tear gas on peaceful protesters, ripping people out of their cars.
It's not peaceful, ladies and gentlemen. We all know that, right? It's not peaceful. But let's go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Miss Ilhan, Omar.
Profiling people based on their accent, taking kids from schools and abducting people, shipping them far away detention camps with brutal conditions and no due process.
Folks, somebody said she married her brother. She didn't just marry one brother. She's married several brothers.
Business as usual.
Several.
That's why I led the entire Congressional Progressive Caucus in opposing this bill. And we as a caucus adopted an official position, and now we have gotten all of the Democratic senators to agree to that position and hold ICE accountable. But this
Look. Does she look like she's been sprayed with some kind of chemical? Like, I don't know, pepper spray or anything else? Does she look like now this she's been so she went on and she got up there and spoke. I would still be rubbing my eyes. In fact, I wouldn't be up there. I'd be putting water in my eyes. I say, hey, did you get the guy? Did you get him? Did you get him? Okay, let's continue. I would continue. I give her credit. Ladies and gentlemen. This woman and her team and the Democrats of this cult has set this up. And the big reason is they're coming for you. They're coming for Tim Walz. They're coming for the Mayor Fried because of the actions, the fraud, and on how they handled the most recent violent agitators, protests, riots, all of them above. And she is worried because she is going to be dumped back and sent back to Somalia. There's no question in my mind. Okay, I've been, around a very long time. I've actually been a representative. I've worked a long time in casino business. I've seen thieves, actors, many actors, actress. I've seen them all. I've been played. This woman is trying to play us. Okay? This woman here is so scared because she is very soon to be sent back, okay? Because she is allegedly still was involved in millions of dollars from scamming from the COVID relief money, food assistance, child care. I mean, she organized it along with Tim Walz. And let me tell you, either Tim Walz throws the heat on this woman or she throws it on Tim Walsh. What do you think in the chat? Because one of these people will rat, okay? There's always rats. There's rats in the mob. There's rats in cartels. There's rats in government. Whistleblower, I call them rats. And I believe the rat will be her. She'll be the rat. She'll throw everything on Tim Walsh. But as far as the pepper spray, well, I'm saying pepper spray. I apologize. Some kind of spray in her eye. I'm 98.9%. It was nothing but some water. And water only. We'll listen into her. She wants Christy Holmes and they all want Trump impeached and everything else.
President's lawlessness does not stop with ICE and border enforcement. We are seeing how he's threatening Greenland and Venezuela and Iran and Cuba and Colombia.
All right.
Welcome to Fast Food Lawyers. Can I interest you in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy special?
Well, I have debt, but I don't know if bankruptcy is the right...
She don't know what the hell she's talking about. He's not threatened, okay? He's making our world safe. The world. The whole world. So, what's your thoughts? Do you think she was sprayed? Do I have it all wrong? You think she was actually sprayed after we just seen it? Let me see if I can get another... I'm going to bring up... This is from... let me just see if I have rights to the channel. This is MS Now. We're going to see it from another angle. We're going to see it from one more angle. But before we do that, welcome in our members. Thank you, members.
We are back in Minneapolis, and even in the 45 minutes that we've been out here in the sub-zero temperatures on the
by the way,
there has been developments on a number of stories we've been covering. Earlier in the hour, we had City Council President Elliot Payne standing right here, and he mentioned something that seemed not even believable to me, that ICE agents attempted to enter the Ecuadorian consulate in Minneapolis. That country's foreign ministry is now confirming that story. We will work to find out more. New York Times is reporting that a federal judge is blocking the deportation of Liam Ramos.
All right, here we go. 1 second. Oh, right here.
Must resign or...
All right there. Sorry, guys. I smoking a cigar. One of my bad habits here. All right, so he was in the front. He wasn't behind. I want everybody to think about this, okay? He was not in the back. He was in the front. He wasn't, these people are sorry. We're not talking about, this is a congresswoman. We're not talking a YouTuber like myself, right? We're not talking about a HOA meeting. You know, we all have HOAs or some of it. We're not talking about an HOA. We're not talking about a principal maybe developing a school dance. We're not talking a meeting at Starbucks. No defense of Starbucks. We're not talking about a Walmart CEO. We are talking about a quote-unquote Ilhan Omar, congresswoman of Minneapolis, who has allegedly, with allegations, knowing or willing or involved in fraud, and also encouraging the protesters, in better words, protesters, on keep fighting, keep bringing your phone. Now look, this man here clearly was in the front, not in the back, was not search obvious, and for me, it was nothing but water. Water went in her eye. This was staged. Why didn't they do a better job? If you're going to stage something, folks, and I promise I'll read comments. I'm just trying to get this point. If you're going to stage something, make it look better. Make it look better. Maybe get a bloody nose. You know what I mean? Maybe get a bloody lip. Maybe get some fake blood. Or maybe eat a jalapeno before you go on there. Maybe get a hot pepper, a ghost pepper, put it against your nose and eyes, and then do some serious acting. I might even be surprised. But folks, it was a horrible stage. Horrible. The truth of the matter is, we probably won't find out the truth. And what they'll do, they'll arrest that man, who I don't know his name yet. They will arrest him. They'll charge him probably with I'm thinking a gross misdemeanor. And then they'll release him. He'll let him sit behind bars for 30 days. Release him. He'll go in front of a judge. And you won't hear anything about it for about 48 hours. And then they'll start the impeachment. Hey, Barbara, how are you, my friend? They'll start the impeachment on Christine Nome. And then they'll start talking about Donald Trump. And unfortunately, if President Trump doesn't do what I think he should do, and somebody else loses their life, God forbid, I don't want that to happen, and I really mean that, or even worse, an ICE agent gets hurt, they'll continue to play the game of politics, and unfortunately, this is dirty, dirty politics, folks, in my opinion. Dirty politics. We'll go ahead and, this is a different, let's see if we got a different view here. Now, why does she, okay, folks, maybe I'm wrong. Let me turn the camera. I got it all wrong, maybe. Maybe I have it wrong. I'm not saying she's not tough. She could be tough. Okay? Would you, as a woman or a man, go after him? You have security. You are a representative. Whatever. Maybe you're a mayor. In her case, she's a representative. Wouldn't you, if it hurt, first of all, you go down. You go down. Oh, what the hell? You're shocked. I'd be shocked. If it burned, don't you put your hands on your eyes? I mean, I'm going on and on, but it's the truth. This was staged, and they staged it really bad. They should have hired a better director and filmmaker. I don't understand that he should have got a better director or filmmaker, but the simple fact is they rushed into it. Why they rushed into it? They don't think like the Democrats. And that's why they continue to lose and lose and lose and lose. And the more they come after Trump, the more they lose. However, I do feel that Trump should pull out the federal agents. And I know last night, and when I say things back and forth, I admit it. I know last night I said they'll never pull out. I think they want us to play the game. So I think Trump should take the ICE agents and say, okay, pull it out. Make like your opponent's winning. Go to California, because they're going to go to California anyhow, because Gavin Newsom, with all the fraud with the homeless. And I bring up homeless because we help out the homeless. Also fraud with SBA loans. Also fraud with Palisade Fires. Also fraud with child care. Bigger fraud over there. Go to California. Stay there. Let that cool down. Wait 2 weeks and go back and take out all these illegal aliens then. Let it cool down, because if you continue to play their game, it'll be worse and worse. First of all, I don't want to see anybody look you in the camera. I don't want to see anybody lose their life. But second of all, it will just demolish the Trump administration, and it could lead to some the conservative people losing the House and possibly the Senate. So I would say don't play their game, be smarter. But that's my opinion. You know, I'm sure Trump has already thought about it. I remember reading some messages, and then we'll go back. It was 100% a stage. 100%. Wait a week and go back to Minnesota, as all paid agitators are trying to, a week or two, you know, something like that. That's what I would do. That's just my opinion. I'd wait a week or two. Always think that your opponent, in this case Tim Walz and Fried, is winning. Hello, Crystal. Hello, everybody. Welcome in, everybody. A little lighter audience tonight. So, but some of you might like it a little lighter so we can read more comments. Others probably want a lot more in. But I wanted to get this point across, and we have some great people on here tonight. It was probably her brother. Go back to bed, loser. I'm going to bed later on, but thank you. Now, hold on 1 second, guys.
I'm home, baby. Love you.
How was the trip?
Good. I did a big accident. Thank God I'm not involved in that.
Where at?
Almost almost.
All right, I'll be in. I'm just doing a little live
I do
here.
a car song with chocolate.
Sorry, guys. when you're on these lives, you know, how to say hello to the other half. Let's see here. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, it's just terrible. It breaks my heart. But meanwhile, there's still protests going on as we speak in Minnesota, in Portland, and LA. Crystal says hello. Charlie Kirk. Yeah, may he rest in peace. Yeah, we know that was, folks, a lot of times people will say certain things are staged, and I have a hard time believing things are staged, but on this particular issue, it was definitely. And if it was a Republican representative, I would still say it was staged. It's obvious stage. I mean, if you don't think it was staged, go ahead and put some cold water in your face, because it was 100,000% stage. All right. Ryan, welcome in. Trump should be removed. I love that, Crystal. I love that. That's a high five fist bump. I love that. It was funny. Actually, kind of funny. What's up in Chicago? I haven't heard from. Hey, Cooper. Thank you. Always good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much. I got all my trying to give you some love. I can't even, won't even let me do it. I am so sorry. Oh, here it is. Get a little like on there for Cooper. Long time moderator. Everybody say hello to Cooper. I hope I'm not embarrassing you, my friend. But hey, tonight we have my loyal subscribers, new subscribers. A little lighter here. My wife says, "What's going on? You're light tonight." Well, in a way, it's good, so I can get in and read some of my loyal subscribers and moderators and new subscribers. By the way, we just hit 43,000 over 43,000 subscribers. I got to pinch myself. I mean, we're just we are just a small YouTuber, and we got the 43,000 like overnight. So it has everything to do with you great people and the moderators and those who are in and out on these late nights, on these massive protests we've been covering, on and on and on. It's an amazing job. Everyone included on this, Crystal and Janine and Cooper here and Mike. What I do without you, Mike, and many, many more. We thank you so very much. But so sometimes when you have a little lighter crowd, some of you, I don't know, maybe feel a little bit better. But we're going to continue to grow. And once again, if you're new to the channel, we've been covering this ongoing chaos, acting situation. I have not seen that video yet. Have not seen that at all. Absolutely, you have, Crystal. Absolutely. And once again, guys, I'm not saying, look, indeed, in event, it was true. I don't think it was. Let me just say one last time. I don't care if it's Ilhan, Omar, or anybody else. If it happens, it's not good. But it's simply, well, it did happen, but it was, for me, we seen it. I'm not going to go over it again. I'll just say this. There was no tears in her eyes. That's all I need to see. Welcome in, Richard. Good to see you. Good to see you. Cracking a beer. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Do what you feel like doing in your own house. Welcome in, folks. We'll show it maybe one more time as we have new subscribers, new people coming in and out. I'll show it one time more. Not yet, in a little bit. And then just to hear, guys, if you think I'm wrong, tell me. There's nothing wrong with that, I very well could be wrong. Maybe it wasn't staged. And if it wasn't staged, then that person should be held responsible and be prosecuted. Absolutely. Sounds good, Crystal. I don't have anything. My kids drank all my Diet Coke and Diet Root Beer and this, that, whatever. So I am suffering tonight. But it's okay. I got all views and a little bit of cigar. What more can I have? Now, what you see is what you get. And I haven't told my wife yet, It was the first day that I did not help out the homeless, and I just want to put it out there because that's who I am. Was unable to take care of the homeless people tonight. A lot of you know I take care of the homeless. You know, I try to take care of them 6 days a week. I've been so busy, you know, fighting for the homeless and meetings and working in my work. I still work. And, you know, a lot of other things going on right now that you guys don't need to hear because that's not me. So I was unable to do it, and it's almost like like skipping a shower. But I will promise you I will be out again tomorrow, doubling up on what I missed today. So I just want to put that out there. Thank you, Whiskey Tango. And Whiskey Tango, you've been on these live streams. It's not on notice with so many on here. Thank you for all your support and donations, of course, but just your support alone. Thank you so much. And I know you're probably going to want it like this, like no problem, but thank you. So, all right. Absolutely, Richard. Her whole life is stage. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty sad that, only in my opinion, that somebody can come here and marry their brother and become a congresswoman. But anyhow, aside from that, she was speaking today in a town hall and was sprayed with some kind of unknown substance at a town hall in Minneapolis, who used some very bad language. I'm okay with the bad language. All right. I mean, I'd be pissed, but it should have been a better stage. It should have been like, they should have thought of something else, like her bleeding, or it should have had her eye red. You know, maybe they should have put in, you ever use any bad eye drops, anybody? Has anybody on here used, by the way, well, I can't say it. I don't know. I don't think I can say, anyhow. I don't know if I could say it, but anyhow, you get what I'm saying. There's some good eye drops out there, and there's some very bad eye drops. I could say that, right? Have you used some very bad eye drops and your eyes get worse from like the wind? Why didn't they do something like that to make us believe it, you know? But in any event, I think it was all staged, and it's a shame. It's a shame it comes to this with politics. You know, it really is. And by the way, my conservative friends, my independents, my Republicans, my common sense, unfortunately, it happens on the other side too. We haven't seen it recently, but it does. And I don't care what side it is. I don't like that shit. You know, don't be acting and staging this stuff, you know? Because you know what happens? Sometimes it'll happen real, and then what, you know? And again, I can have it all wrong. It very well could have been some substance in her eyes. But, and even if it wasn't staged, it was nothing more than water. Now, I'm not saying if it wasn't staged and it was water, it's still, you don't do that. But, you know, come on, folks. Come on. Meanwhile, we have a nationwide protest going on in Minnesota, Portland, and LA as we speak right now. But, you know, I've seen so much of it. It's like it's getting crazy. And but if I see anything that develops while we're on this live, I'll turn the camera. That's kind of funny, Alabama. That is kind of funny. No, she didn't burst into tears or anything like that. Yep, Trump 28. The only way right now, because he's saving America, you know? He really is. And you know, guys, don't lose trust. Don't get caught up in this stuff. Look, this male nurse, may he rest in peace. And my deepest prayers are with him, with his family, and also Renee Good. My deepest prayers. Let me just say that. But my thoughts are this: if you try going into a federal building with a weapon, a 9mm. You're going to be arrested. He had multiple attempts. I'm sure they're going to look at all different angles, but they're going to make it like it was, ICE agents reacting too quickly. You know, it's all Trump's fault. What happened to all the rights on First Amendment, Second Amendment, all this bullshit. Don't get caught up in that, folks. You know, this is a organized party, agitators that are, in my opinion, only my view. I can say this. I could be wrong. They're going on the internet, Antifa, and they're looking for women and men, right, who really hate what's going on, and they are having these and watching the Facebook groups and watching what they say. They watch and they observe, and they will call probably 1,000 people or email them a day and ask them would they be willing to participate and getting paid and going into a protest. And they're not going to say the words blank blank, but they're going to make it in their head. I blame them, because what the hell is a male nurse, you know, doing well, you know, smart man, but they get brainwashed. And I still blame, I'm going to stick to my gun, my word, I blame the government and Tim Walz and Mayor Fry and Ilhan Omar. I blame them, and I blame these this Kelly guy and these Antifa leaders and all this bullshit, and Don Lemon. I blame them. They reach out to these people, and then you have it. That's why I say, yes or no. Do you agree, yes or no, that you pull out ICE? And a lot of you on here are going to think that's the wrong thing to do. It's like you're giving in. I say no, because they want you to play. I say pull them out for a week or 2 or 3 and take all that ICE over to California, because there's fraud there, more fraud there, and then go back there in a few weeks and let this kind of pretend your opponent is beating you. So then Tim Walz will sit back in his ugly suit and tie and say, I won, they left. And then the investigation of the fraud, and take him on these allegations, allegedly, and get him behind bars. I want to see that. That's what you do in that situation. But that's my opinion. That's just my thoughts. Hold on. They're what? Oh, they're staying. They are. I think you meant staying. Oh, they're staying with Homan. Trump has given Walz 30 days to get it right. Yeah. Any way you look at this, the Democrats have lost. And they're going to continue to lose unless Trump falls into the trap. They'll continue to lose because they already made it that they don't care about Americans. But they're trying to brainwash some of the conservative people, and they're trying to turn this around the best they can. I will give them that. They're trying to, continue to put, these deep tears in people's eyes, and make it like it was all ICE agents' fault and Trump's fault, and it's not the case. You don't ever interfere with law and order, and that's that. I mean, that's it in a nutshell, And these people are using bad judgment. We don't want to see anybody lose their life, but they're using bad judgment. But I already said they're probably being approached by these agitators, Antifa, whatever the hell you want to call them. I wonder who's next, pal. What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what you mean. You mean like who will be next to be, shot or unalive? I'm not sure what you mean. Let's hope nobody is. Let's hope that that nobody. Let's hope that. Let's just hope that this stops. What I would like is Tim Walz just called, hey, go home. I've been saying this for a whole 2 weeks now, but he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. There's a 0% chance he would come on, because you don't see him out there protesting, or Gavin Newsom or anybody else. I got to let my dog out. Come on. Come on. Come on, Bo. Come on. Let's take a look. So had to let the dog out. 3022. Welcome in, welcome in. I don't think I've seen a 3022. But meanwhile, you know, you have Ilhan Omar speaking out today, and you have Mayor Fry or Free, whatever the hell his name is. I think it's Fry. J.D. Vance calling him Free. Meanwhile, you have these political people there in Minneapolis continue turning it around instead of just doing the American way and saying we don't have to support President Trump. I've said this a million times, right? But we will respect the Constitution of America and we will obey the ICE agents and let them take the bad guys, the illegal alien. What is wrong with taking these people that are bad? They're not pulling these people out of school. And that 5-year-old, that 5-year-old boy, ICE agents offered him granola bars. They gave him food. I mean, just because you have kids, whether they're 5 years old or not, it's not the kids' fault. What do you do with the parents? They're bad. Oh, slap them on the rail. Oh, you got kids. That's okay. So, but you know, headline news on CNN, they took a 5-year-old and they're sending a 5-year-old back. Not the case. Fake news. That's what they do. That's the only hope that the Democrats have today, tomorrow, until midterms of November 3rd, 2026. I almost said 25. So that's why it's important for us to go out and vote and don't just say, oh, it'll be okay. YouTubers, no, it's not okay. We must go out and vote on November 3rd because we need to keep Americans safe, great, continue to be great, and going on in the right way where we've been for a million years. We cannot go in the direction of Ilhan Omar or Tim Walz or Gavin Newsom or anybody else because they're all together in this big cult that don't care about America. And that's why President Trump won. He won because he closed the border. And that's why Democrats voted for President Trump. That's why he won the people's votes. And we got to continue to win. It's not about the Republicans versus Democrats. It's about common sense in America. All right, I'm going to show this video. This will be the last time I show it. For those maybe just coming in, we'll show it one more time. Oh.
Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or
Joining me now, MS Now senior political analyst Alex Wagner, also the host of Runaway Country podcast. That's a very, very scary moment that we just saw in that town hall.
Very scary.
She appears to be fine, but there's just something, given everything that's happened in the last few weeks.
Given where we're standing,
Juxtaposition. Like that moment of someone coming at.
That's fake news.
I think it's at a moment where
MS Now.
People, especially on the outside of Minneapolis, are trying to calibrate how they feel about the moment, right? On one level, the incredible citizen resistance to ICE and the tactics of MAGA world in terms of marginalizing and terrorizing and punishing Black and brown people in this country, that has been extraordinary. And it has resulted in certain gains, like the President of the United States maybe vaguely acknowledged.
So that's their headline. You know, the headline tomorrow in the paper. Oh, man. You remember the newspaper? But the headlines will be, Congresswoman attacked. Underneath, Trump should be impeached on attack. Don't say it's Trump. Trump was behind it. Trump. Everything's Trump. Trump. ICE. Turn that light on. That's what they'll say. That's what CNN and all these other fake news outlets were going to say. You know? I can see it now. So what a damn shame. What a damn shame. All right. I don't mind different views, but when you repeat the same thing over and over and over, it gets a little boring. Steven, you think I'm old? What's up, Michigan? How's Michigan? Cold? Snow? Ice? Yeah, she didn't make that money from being a congresswoman, just like Nancy Pelosi. Let me tell you something. She is stronger than Nancy Pelosi. She's very, very scary candidate. Congresswoman. She's very scary. Bad actress, though. Very bad. They didn't plan it out well. You know, again, if you're just coming in, we've been watching, Representative Ilhan Omar sprayed with some unknown substance, and the news outlets, it's a shit. Her eyes never teared. She went after the individual. Most of us would have went down, or if it was something really strong, most of us on here, 99% of us, would have went down and, you know, or been rubbing your eyes or went right to the bathroom and got that, whatever it is in your eye out. They should have had her eye red already. They didn't act right. You know, she probably should have went on with some glasses or something and then took them off and then had a big red eye, maybe even black and blue. Well, not black and blue. That would have been too much. But like red, tears, like onions. She had a lot of onions. And then maybe some of us would have believed it. But they just didn't. They can't even act right. Think about it. They can't even do good acting. That's how bad they are. They cannot even act. That's amazing. Bad actors. No, they shouldn't make that kind of money, Adam. No. They make that kind of money because they take off the top. And Republicans do it too, let's be honest. Oh, no, they don't. They're yeah, a lot of them do. But, you know, Nancy Pelosi, 2 weeks before COVID, she removed her money and Bill Gates. I mean, come on, folks, wake up. A lot of them do it, but Ilhan Omar, millions of dollars in this fraud allegation that's spreading in Minneapolis since the COVID relief money, where so many people, middle-class people who really needed these benefits, a lot of them didn't get it, and the ones that did get it, it took months and months to get it. I witnessed that. And meanwhile, the Somalian community were getting in like the next day. All they had to do was write some kind of name down and say I was married to a brother. They were getting it. You know, you get the point, and it's a shame. And if you are a Democrat and you're a middle class, think about what I just said. You are struggling. Where's your SNAP benefits for a while? Maybe you really need it. Where's your Medicaid? Maybe you've been sick. Maybe you have a long-term illness. Where's your Medicaid? No, Somalians and Mexicans that are illegal, and El Salvador and all the rest of them, all they do is pick up the phone and call in and talk to the chief of staff, and they're all cahoots, and they give it out. They give them the money. They want to keep them happy so they can continue developing, getting votes. So eventually, the hardworking American, it's not about conservatives. We don't have a chance to vote for the right candidate, which right now is the conservative way, and probably will be that way for many, many years until they start showing some care. I am telling you the exact truth. This is a mob organized way worse than the mob, because the mafia, at least the Italian mafia, will get back to the less fortunate. And you don't see this with the Democrats. The Democrats do not care a damn about you at all. And some of the Republicans don't either. But at least Donald Trump is trying with these tax credits and stuff. You got to give him that. And that's that. And the whole reason why this is going on is because they're taking the money off the tap. Like somebody just said, they're making, how the hell does a congresswoman make $35 million? Come on, folks. Wake up. And that's why she did this little incident today. In Italian, we call it quando mossa. It's called quando de mossa, which is an act, a terrible act, made up. You know when you're young and your mom back in the day would get that tree branch, whipped your ass, and you start crying, but it didn't hurt on the first one, but you cried to stop. That's quando de mossa. This is acting, folks. She had nothing more, a little water sprayed in her. And they'll put this guy in jail for a few days, pay him off, and hope you'll never hear about it again. And hope that they can get some headline news because they are running on empty. They have no other way to help American hardworking people. And that's why people vote for Donald Trump. And I'm not here to say that President Trump is perfect, but he's pretty damn close. And that's that. Viva Trump, Ilhan. Absolutely. Did I welcome you in here today? If I didn't, I apologize. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you. All right. Trump is losing people. All right. I'll jump into some comments that make some sense here. What's going on, Paul? Yeah, 100,000% stage. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it. Oh, Trump made $1.4 billion from his business and properties, but all the same, like you said, it's fraud. Trump doesn't care. Well, first of all, thank you for the donation, and I mean that. So thank you very much for supporting the channel, and I appreciate you putting out and a donation to get your. That's how we get to read the message. So I appreciate it. And by the way, I disagree, but your money goes for a great cause. It will feed a homeless person tomorrow. So thank you so much. Look, I'm not here saying, I just got done saying a few minutes ago, I don't trust any of them, okay? But at least I know that the reason I voted for Trump for 3 times, and I'm not saying his body language is the best. It doesn't bother me, but I can see where people see that. But at least he tries. Trump is trying. I mean, come on. Look, everybody's got their mind made up. I'm not here to persuade you one way or another. I'm really not. I don't care less. I know where Americans heading if we don't have the right candidate. And if it's the wrong Republican, I won't vote. But obvious, all these people are involved in, a lot of people say, hey, won't you run for governor? This and that one. Most people who get involved, they end up being corrupted. But with Donald Trump, in my opinion, is he really does want to keep America safe. He wants to keep us safe for the Republicans and Democrats, and he has. Has he always used right judgment, right words? No. But he at least identifies who he is as a leader and continues. I think we forget about Iran, by taking out they were very close to making nukes. I mean, really attacking us, in my opinion. I'm not saying it would happen this year, but it would happen. And also closing the borders. Look, I talk to Democrats every day. I smoke cigars with them. And they agree with me, they disagree with me a lot. But what they do agree with me is everyone but one said this to me. And I know a lot of you say, oh yeah, you're lying. I don't care what you think. They all say some of them voted for Trump, some didn't. But they all say, we love that we don't have illegals coming over. And I say, what? They said, because it's the right thing, because we have our homegrown here with mental illness, murders, and rapists. We don't need quadruple down, meaning from these other countries. And I think that's why Trump won. I know that's why President Trump won this election. Because obvious, Miss Harris did not give a shit about the American people. And look who she chose for vice president, Tim Walz. And trust me, the only reason she picked him out, guys, in my opinion, is because they knew about the fraud, because the fraud was out there since COVID. And by the way, red states corrupted too. I think it was Adam. They were involved because I'm self-employed. I'll make this very quick. Don't feel bad. It took months before me and my wife were both small business owners to get any kind of unemployment, PUA. Meanwhile, there was babysitters and illegals getting it. And I had to fight and fight. Anyhow, I was on news channels, almost got arrested. But the point I'm trying to make is there was fraud, and I think Kamala and the Democrat Party knew that Tim Walz was behind this. Either he was stupid or he knew about it. He was in on it, and they knew it was the only way to save their ass. They thought they were really going to win, and we never heard about it. And now we heard about it because of a YouTube guy, Nick Shirley. And, they knew about it before him, but the news outlets were scared to talk about it because there was threats. Let's just say majority of the news or liberal stations, let's just say somebody there is a liberal and he wanted or she wanted to talk about it on the local news in Minnesota. Guess what, folks? They would threaten their family. Let's wake up. And a lot of you says, oh, get the hell out of here. They wouldn't do that. Yes, that's how bad it is. That's how very bad this party is. And I'm not saying, I don't think it's a party right now. It's horrible what we're seeing. And look what it's leading to. This is not protests anymore, guys. This is major riots. They're going into a church. They're going into a bank. Excuse me, not a bank. I stand corrected. Into a Hilton hotel and everything else. Come on, it's wrong. And may those two, may Renee, good rest in peace, and her family, our deepest prayers, and with the other guy, the nurse. But come on, folks, we gotta wake up and don't buy into these tears, these fake tears. 95% of fake tears by CNN and by this radical, I don't know, can somebody name this party? What do you call it? I know a lot of people call it a mob, but I can tell you right now, that's not a mob. That's not an Italian mob, mafia, whatever you want to call it, because they will give to the middle class. They'll help out, they'll steal, but they're going to give back to the less fortunate. This is not a mob. Mob. I don't know. I never thought I'd see it like this. Never. The one thing the Democrats do good, they do one thing good. They don't act. They're bad actress, but they do stick together. So if you are a Democrat on here and you're hoping for a Democrat, they're out there. I've said this many times. I know a lot of you get tired of hearing it. There's some decent Democrats who want to run for Congress or maybe be president. They're out there. Don't ask me to name them because guess what? We're not going to hear about them because you know why? The ones who come out and say, we don't like Trump, but we like what Trump is doing with the borders. Soon as they say that, Chuck Schumer makes them an offer they can't refuse. He makes an offer to them they can't refuse. Pretty much, goodbye. Soon as they say one decent thing or they agree with Trump, goodbye. Like Josh Shapiro. He's a moderate Democrat. Some would say he'd be a good president. I don't know. But I know he's a decent man and, he speaks on different ways on how to make America better. I don't agree with it all, but he does think about it. He won't ever be president. Not because he's Jewish. It's because they don't want him there. They know that he said some decent things about Trump. They want people like Gavin Newsom, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Married Brothers. That's who they want. Did I say AOC? Yes, AOC. Bernie Sanders, but he's too old. Guys, that's the bottom line. You're not going to hear this anywhere else. You might. I don't know. I shouldn't say that, but you're hearing it here. You're hearing it here. All right, let me continue. Somebody called me a racist. Now, I usually don't respond to these, but how do you know if I'm a racist? Did I say anything on here? I'm a racist? Huh? How am I a racist? Huh? If I was a racist, my wife is Puerto Rican. How the hell am I a racist? My best man at my wedding was African American, but I'm a racist. So you don't know anything about me, but that's okay. Let's continue. I know. Oh, sure he was. Sure she is. Yeah, a lot of people who know me know. So I'm a racist. See? But anyhow, that's just another person that is unhappy with their party. So we'll continue. Did anybody see the black woman, ICE agent, who is a Democrat publicly, who said, let us do our job? She'll probably lose her job because she came out and said it, and that would be, come on. So these ICE agents, everybody thinks they're Caucasian men or dictators or certain color hair or no hair, but they are Democrats, they're black women, they're black men, they're Hispanic, they're gay. Does anybody understand that? They're not just Trump supporters when they're getting ambushed and pushed and attacked. Oh, I know, I'll beat you to it. I'll beat you to it. Oh, but what about the 2 lives? What about them? May they rest in peace and prayers with the family. They were been warned multiple times to get and remove from the area, folks. Okay? They weren't just sitting in the car having coffee and smiling. They weren't a male nurse who wasn't just there on the sideline eating a Big Mac. Okay? With his uniform on. He interfered. Oh, but he interfered. He tried to help this out and help the people out. No, he had a 9mm. That's federal. We don't go into a federal building with a gun and to threaten ICE agents. You'll never, that's that. All right, pull out some comments here. And once again, if you're just coming in, you're new to the channel, we appreciate the likes, subscribe if you haven't. This incident today with Ilhan Omar, who got sprayed with some kind of unknown chemical, in my opinion, was 100,000% staged. With no tears, with all the HD TVs and 4Ks. I said it over and over, but for the new viewers, not one tear. And then she went after a try to go after the guy. Well, I give her balls for that. Stage, I don't care if you're 6'5", 325 pounds, what lean body mass 80%. You get pepper sprayed or worse, chemicals in your eyes. You are down to the ground, rubbing your eyes from that distance. Did we see the distance? Should we show it again? You're down. You're down on your knees with tears. Not tears from crying. Well, baby, both. You're like rubbing your eyes. And then you go to the bathroom where you ask for water. You ask for water to get that out. Or milk. Some people say milk works. I don't know. And that's that. You don't go back on stage to finish what you're saying. Maybe after 5 minutes you go back and get your point across. So, come on. It was horrible. It was horrible acting. Man. They should have called me up. Horrible, horrible, horrible acting. All right. And it's a shame. Because so many people are going to believe that it actually happened. And if I'm wrong, and it did happen, whether it was water or chemicals, then that man should be held responsible and look to see who was behind it. So you heard it, but there's no way. No way in hell. Meanwhile, it looks like it's getting heated up again.
Abolishment of the...
Hold on.
Surf or turf? With the Zaxby's box, the answer is both. Get Zaxby's Southern Fried Shrimp and their famous fingers together for a boatload of flavor. It's the Zaxby's flavor you love. Now on shrimp. Who's got the sauce? Zaxby's. Are you wearing 7 layers?
These riots are still going on, folks.
You need the new 340
The only good thing,
Abolishment of the agency.
The only good thing is, finally we're seeing the police have a curfew. Last night I seen it live. They're actually now giving warnings, and they arrested, I think I counted about 10 arrested last night. The police department are finally arresting the agitators and riots. But here, I'll show this. I know I said one more time. This will be it.
ICE cannot be reformed. It cannot be rehabilitated. We must abolish ICE for good. And DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment. I don't know.
Oh my God, he sprayed something on her.
I need a napkin to know nothing.
No. Ilhan, you need to go get checked. No,
We will continue. These fucking assholes are not gonna get away
you
with
need
it.
to go get checked.
All right here. Why didn't this security guy, he's asking her what she wants to do. Doesn't he get paid to rush her off the podium? Why doesn't he grab her and remove her? Because, you know, maybe there's other people there that are going to come up and do worse. Right, Frank? Why didn't he take his arms, carry her? She's not big. She's not that large. And, excuse me, put my cigar down. And say, hey, let's go. Let's go get you, let's go take care of your eye. Let's get a doctor. Let's get you some water. And what in the other security? Tell these people to get the hell out of here for their safety? Guys, wake up. He's grabbing her there, a little bit of acting there, and then get her off. He didn't get her off. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. No tears.
That's whatever it is smells so bad. She needs to go get checked. I don't know
That's what they want. Please don't let them know.
It's not about him, Ilhan. Ilhan, it's not about him. It's about your safety. No, he sprayed something on you. You need to go get checked. Yeah, and it smells terrible.
We're gonna keep talking. Just give me 10 minutes. Just give me 10 minutes. I beg you. Please don't let them have the show. 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 Here is the reality that people like this ugly man don't understand. We are Minnesota strong, and we will stay resilient in the face of whatever they might throw at us.
Hey, shout out to somebody who said she's too calm. Sorry I missed your name. She's too calm is exactly right, folks. She was too calm. Again, I don't care if you're as big as this security guy and you're on stage and you got sprayed by some kind of chemical during a town hall meeting, your ass is down. Or at least you're rubbing your eyes. It was way too calm. So yes, you're right. It was way too calm. Thank you for putting that in the chat. I agree with you. I agree. And, you know, they were all staged. This guy was involved, the security. I would say most of those people that were there for the town hall, not all, I will say probably more than half knew about this. I would say more than half of the audience that was there knew about this. It's only my opinion.
Everybody settle down.
Everybody settle
I'm
down.
gonna finish my remarks.
Okay.
It is important for me to continue to lead my Democratic colleagues in demanding her resignation.
So,
take the next step in treating your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis with
what's your thoughts?
The only gut-focused treatment for UC that helps block inflammation in the gut.
Sorry, guys. What's your thoughts? We've seen it now multiple times.
In the last 2 years, Minnesota has released.
We've seen it multiple times, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in, like and subscribe. And I wish her well, because in the event it wasn't staged and she was really sprayed, I really mean that. I wish her well. I disagree on 0%. I think she should be sent back to Somalia and all that, but I don't like anybody, whether they're political representative or anybody, who's out there speaking what they want to say, be sprayed. But folks, she would, like somebody said, she was way too calm. No tears of anything in her eye. The security, his job that's getting paid was to take her off out of there, and to remove those people there for their very well protection, right? And then, get the police there right away and, see, hey, anybody else here? Are they going to do something else? When I say they, whoever they are. And I don't care if they're set up by a Republican Party. We all know it's not true. This was staged. But if it was, for conversation purposes, they would have had the police there. Security would have had those people gone. He would have checked the door to make sure. That's his job. He's armed. Excuse me. And got those people out of that premises. And Ilhan Omar, who's a representative, off there. And our chief of staff or whoever else was there. And we didn't see that. She was, give me 10 minutes. She didn't have 10 minutes. She had 10 seconds and went on and continued her bullshit, which is all bullshit, right? And, but anyhow, that's what I think. Hollywood script. It unfortunately it wasn't Hollywood, but yeah, I get it. It was the horror. When you have, does anybody ever watch a low budget, can I say this? Prime. There's some great movies on Prime and Netflix. Sometimes you get a bad one, like 1 star. Sometimes those 1 stars are good though, right? This was a 1 star, half a star. They didn't even rehearse. They rushed into it and they made an ass out of themselves. Thank you. Oh, wow.
Chocolate.
Oh, thank you.
Portos.
Woo. Ooh, that looks good. Should I make everybody hungry and jealous? No, I won't do that. Will I do it? Yes or no? Huh? Yes or no? Yeah, so it wasn't a Hollywood, it wasn't, they should have rehearsed a little bit better. But once again, I might be wrong. I might be wrong. All right, I'm going to read a few more comments and then we're going to... Should we take a bite? Yes or no? Huh? Have chocolate all over my mouth? What do you think? Who cares? Who gives a shit, right? Oh, wow. This is pretty good. Oh, wow. This is good. Yeah. Sad life. Oh, it's more than good. There's no hot pepper in this. My eyes aren't tearing. I don't like cannolis. And I'm one of the rare Italians. I love this. No acting. No acting. This is good. There's no acting. It's good. If it was bad, I would say it's bad. No acting. All right, guys, gotta have a little fun once in a while. They had fun today. The laugh is on them. Horrible. Was no rehearse. They didn't rehearse. It makes them look stupid. That was good, Maribel. Thank you.
That's for Portos. That's very famous in California.
Portos?
Portos.
Oh, man, they're good.
Show the boxes. You want to go California, you want to go there. The best food.
I don't like going to California,
Cuban
though.
Sandwiches. Oh.
Yeah, I stay away from California until they get the right governor. Dry? No, it wasn't too dry. It was actually pretty good. Somebody said it was dry.
No.
No, it wasn't
you
dry.
wanna see this. This is like the best baker you want to go.
Real good.
It's very famous. You do lines. And now you open in Disneyland. A big one.
That's from a Cuban bakery?
Yeah. 3 floors.
Yeah,
in
Cubans, man.
Disneyland.
Speaking of Cubans and Cuba, man, Trump, that's next. Help out Cuba, make it free. Help them out. Man, that was good. Sorry, but that was good. It was so yummy, Sue. Oh, I know. I'll beat the trolls to it. I'm rubbing my hands without a napkin. What do you want from me? All right. I try to stay away from California, and it's a shame because they got beautiful mountains and wineries, and the ocean's okay, but it's not the people's fault. It's the governor. Actually, they haven't. I say this over and over. Ronald Reagan was the last good governor in California. It's a shame they can't get the right. They will, though. I think. All right, I'm going to read a couple more comments here. In the 80s, it was great. Yeah, like I said, in the 80s. Yeah, Ronald Reagan. And now it's destroyed. It's destroyed. And big fraud there. Big fraud in California, folks. Huge. JD Vance, Marco. I like Marco Rubio, but JD Vance is growing on me. You know, he kind of quiet, and then he just comes out of nowhere, and you know, and speaks what's on his mind. Eyeliner. You guys think he wears eyeliner? I don't know. I don't care. We can wear lipstick. I don't care. I know he's about the American people. That's all I care about. Hey, Natalie Hopkins, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for all your support the other night and always on here. Thank you. Thank you so much, Natalie. Natalie, thank you. Let's see here. Sal, understand. Reported described the liquid as having a strong vinegar-like or foul smell. I heard that that the people said it smelled wrong or something. You know, Adam, I heard all that, but again, I look, you know, you have your mind made up, and you're entitled to that. You are 100% entitled. But I don't know. I think if my eyes, I eat a lot of hot peppers, and I'm not just saying this. I probably should have a YouTube channel, a second channel, because there's nothing. Ghosts, I've ate it all. I worked on, I'm getting off topic a little bit, but I'm going to make a point. I worked on a farm, long hots. I've rubbed my hands, ate hot peppers, and it takes a little bit, but my eyes will tear. It might, not bother me at the moment, but I've had some that were very hot. If that was a chemical or pepper spray, or in your case, what you're alluding to, Adam, was some kind of a smell. Well, even better yet, if it was a smell that was like an odor, it would scare me, Again, I could be wrong, but it would scare me in a sense where, oh my God, I'm making $30 million a year. I'm here to try to get my point across. I get it. Off the stage, evacuate the people if it smells, and come back an hour from now. The people will come back if they like you and get what's off your chest or make your point if it had a smell. That's even a better point. If there's a smell or an odor, to get those people the hell out of there for their safety. Yes or no? So that's just my thought. That comes to my head instantly, So, but, I could be wrong. But I'm not wrong about this. This is good. I love Marco Rubio. I've been following him for many years. All right. Why wasn't Trump? What are you trying? Whisked off stage after he was shot? You mean taken off the stage, right? Oh, he was. He was. He did one of these as American, right? And got off the stage. They got him right off the stage. They got those people off. Yep. I hear you, Scott. Scott Kennedy. Trump's a fighter, yeah. Love this country. Amen. Absolutely, Palin. Love this country. Yep. Look, either one of those candidates are okay with me. But it could be somebody else too, guys. It might not be Marco Rubio or J.D. Vance. It could be Pete Hex. You know, we don't know. Oh, it's too early to tell. But, you know. And you see me rubbing my hands. It's cold here in Vegas. You know, cold weather, climate change, Al Gore. Al Gore, climate change, snow and cold. It was supposed to snow. Weather repeats itself. See, they're all done. You don't hear anything about climate change right now, right? With all this ice, and snow, you don't hear anything about climate change anymore, right? They tried that. Almost had me convinced. Almost. I don't know. Hexet. You're an idiot, somebody says. What is that? You guys what? You consider the guy, I don't know. Let me see here. She has enough money. I'm going to go back to some. I don't know. It's cold. I mean, it's cold everywhere but Florida and Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands. I mean, it's cold. It's winter. You know? You have cold fronts that come in, and I hope everybody's staying warm and staying safe. I think Boston got hit pretty bad. 8 degrees in Texas. Woo! You know, it's been 8 degrees in Minneapolis. These people, I don't know how they're out there with all that energy. But a lot of them are young. All right. Thank you, Scott Kennedy. Appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for being here. It's kind of funny. You're too old to be. There's some funny comments. Hold on. Let's see here. Adam, let me see your stage. I'll just read it myself here. Interesting point, Adam. Richard, let's see here. Wow. Richard, I miss it. I know, Richard. Sure you do. Come here and try to shovel it. I miss that snow a little bit. Be careful what you wish for, huh? Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy, Richard. That's so Thomas, you're in Minnesota. Yeah, I mean I'm watching these protesters, rioters, whatever you want to call them, agitators. I mean, man, they're out there a long time. I mean, I know they got the different layers and the hand warmers and feet, but still, it's cold, you know. And shout out to the great independent journalists and YouTube channels that have been covering that. Man, they do a good job, you know, on what they're. I don't agree on somebody, but they do a good job, you know. I mean, I give them credit, keeping their phones and their laptops warm and all. Think about it. So they all do a great job. And they might be Democrats. That doesn't matter. I'm saying they do great jobs. Good camera work. He looked. No, I'm not drunk tonight. I don't get drunk too much. Yeah, Richard. I miss this. I mean, I go up to the mountains, Richard. You see. But living in Vegas, we see snow every couple years. But in the mountains, we see it every year. That's good. Thank you, wife. Yes, Adam. Look, at the end of the day, Adam and everybody else, Republicans, rhinos, independents, Democrats, whatever. You know what it comes down to? It's not about Trump. Hey, Richard, it's not about the left, the radicals, in between. Hello. I got to bring my voice down. Got a Democrat lives next door. I'm only kidding. It's about us. It's about the American people. And most common sense is for me, and a lot of my Democrat friends who don't like Trump say, We got to keep the border safe, right? We got to have a better economy. And I still think that's why Trump won. And, you know, but it is about us. It's about the American people, where we're heading, you know, for us, if you have kids, your grandkids, if you don't, our future, or we don't have any. And it's a lot of this is common sense. What the Democrats need to do and what the Republicans need to do is they need to work out their difference. But this is not the way to go. When I say this, I'm not talking about my opinion stage. I'm talking about the riots and the chaos that's going on in Minneapolis and Portland and other parts of the world. If we don't get it under control and come to some kind of agreement on how we can make it better, because they don't need to publicly come out and say we support Trump. What they need to do is handle this much better and get law enforcement behind it. And, you know, I'm for peaceful protests at a park and stuff, but this is nuts what's happening night after night, day after day, night after night, week after week, now over a month or under a month. It's just totally nuts. And, you know, it's going to lead to more injuries and, God forbid, more deaths, and or even an ICE agent losing their life, and it needs to stop. All right, I'll read a few more, guys, because it is getting a little cold here. I know it's not as cold as your place, Richard, in Pennsylvania or Minnesota or anywhere else, but, you know, your body adapts, and, man, it's cold tonight. And I came outside to smoke a cigar because I needed a cigar. What do you want from me? And here we are. All right, so make sure you have all notifications on. We will be live. I got a good topic coming up tomorrow. I want to talk about Iran and what's going on over there because that's starting to act up a little bit. And I'm hearing that there's troops ready to go in. That's a whole different ballgame with the regime and those people there losing their lives. Most recently, the protesters there. Unless something dramatically happens, I hope not with Minnesota. Again, I hope that Trump will pull them out, but not pull them out because it's the right thing to do. I think you don't let your opponent know you're winning, and maybe that'll calm down and go to California or some other states and then go back, only my opinion, and go back in a week or two, and hopefully they can work something out together. I don't know if it will happen, if they're able to work out anything together with Tim Walz, but hey, miracles do happen, so we'll see. All right, everybody, have a great night. Hey, thank you for the donation. Hey, shout out to Adam, who sponsored today, who was able to donate and get his point across. We always like that because we're able and willing and blessed to forward the money over to the homeless people on this channel. And we will continue. Once again, I'm a man of my word. First time in a long time, I was unable to go out and feed the homeless today, but we'll be back on it tomorrow, doubling down. And all we can do, as Ozzy would say, I don't think Ozzy was on here tonight, but I'm sure Ozzy watches and many others. All we can continue to do as Americans is to help out our people. And for me, the struggle of American people should be number one. Yes or no? We should always help out our neighbors. Don't matter who they are, gay, straight, black, Hispanic, Democrat, Republican. It's about helping our own people. And we need to always remember that, to help our American people out. And then the ones who come over here the legal way, if they struggle and they're legal, we help them out. That's what this is about. It's not about being prejudiced or anything. I think that's where a lot of people got a misconception. It's about coming here, going through the legal process, and at the end of the day, helping out the American people, because we can all have some help time to time. Each and every one of us, a lot of us on here, a lot of people don't want to admit that, but it's the truth. God bless everybody. Have a great night. Thank you once again. Check out the live tomorrow. We should be talking about Iran, hopefully. Take care, guys. Have a good night. God bless. I'm out.